What's up, everybody? This is Sean.
This is Alan.
And this is Inside the Square, the wrestling podcast, coming at you almost every week from sunny St. Mary's, California, Maryland. Well, almost sunny. We just went through a tropical storm.
It was scary.
It was kind of scary. It rained out here in southern Maryland for like the last 3 days. It's still raining, as a matter of fact. A tropical storm. What the hell was this name?
I really don't know what it was.
I don't remember what the name of it was. We're terrible people. But it hit us, and it...
no, we're not terrible people. Come on, Dad.
Okay, I got you. But it hit us. It's been flooding down here. A lot of high winds. They canceled the fair. Again. They canceled the fair again. Which is smart. It was smart and very, especially for safety reasons.
Yeah.
But the tropical storm, it was really bad.
Really bad.
Could have been worse.
Could have been way worse.
Yeah, hopefully it doesn't come back, make a beeline back to us.
Anytime soon.
And, it's something we got to watch for in the future. Global warming, climate change, all that stuff is real. Whether you want to believe it or not, it's real.
Real to the bone.
Real to the bone. All right, let's talk about some wrestling, Big Daddy.
So you know what's coming up, Fastlane.
Fastlane's coming up. When is Fastlane, Big Daddy?
October 7th.
Where is it at?
Like Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania?
Yeah, that's going to be pretty interesting. It's a lot of stuff. They don't like to change belts in like the non-big events. So I don't think any of those belts will change.
Not really.
I think that'd be Roman's first pay-per-view back for a while. If he even decides to wrestle. Because from my understanding, that card is not set yet.
Not really.
And that's crazy. You know what I'm saying? But, barring injuries and stuff like that, hopefully we'll see Roman at Fastlane. Fastlane is usually entertaining.
Very entertaining.
Yeah. And it's a lot of stuff to get to. They've had a lot of firings.
Yeah, lot.
They've let a lot of people go.
Oh, my gosh. I was so mad.
From the WWE roster.
Oh, my god.
When I say a lot, I mean like a dozen people.
A lot of Vince's guys.
Yeah, let's start from the top. The biggest name I think that they let go is Dolph Ziggler.
Oh my gosh, he was so good.
Ziggler had won the heavyweight championship a couple times.
Multiple times.
He's Intercontinental champion.
United States championship.
Tag team champion. NXT champion. The dude he's won every belt.
All.
Yeah, he's won every belt. And it was a shock.
Man, I miss Dolph, man.
It was a guaranteed shock to my system when I saw his name.
I did not see that coming.
I didn't think that they would release him, but at the same time, he's an older wrestler.
Yeah.
And it's like, do you want to keep paying this dude, or you want to develop your young talent? Who knows? Since the merger, and we predicted this a few weeks ago, that there were going to be cuts because of the merger with UFC and, Endeavor, or whatever they call themselves, TKO now, I think. But it was going to be cuts. And a lot of the talent, the WWE talent, they have contracts because they're talent. They're not fighters. They're not like the UFC fighters where they, pay to play. They get paid, per contest. They get paid whether they wrestle or not. So in order to trim payroll, increase CEO pay, that's what they do. So they cut Dolph Ziggler, big name. Another big name was Shelton Benjamin.
Man.
Shelton Benjamin is like one of those dudes that's been with WWE forever. A lot of our fans grew up watching him.
Like since 2004.
Yeah. And how old are you, Alan? 21. Okay. So Alan grew up, this is an example. My son, who's my partner, grew up watching Shelton Benjamin. He's not really known WWE without Shelton Benjamin.
Man, he was such a great athlete.
Yeah. Probably the best wrestler they've ever had to not win a belt.
Man, they should have pulled the trigger
not
on
win
him.
A big belt. Not win a heavyweight championship.
Yeah.
But he's gone. And that dude is a guy that came in with Charlie Haas and Kurt Angle, right after they debut Brock Lesnar, because people don't know Shelton Benjamin was Brock Lesnar's roommate in college.
Which was a shocker.
No, well, a lot of people didn't realize that. And then one day they saw them all sitting at the table. I mean, even to this day, they show him on the road, Brock didn't really talk to a lot of people. The dude talked to Shelton Benjamin and a couple other people. And that's it.
That's it.
Because that's the dude he knows. That's the dude he grew up with. Came up through the system.
For a long
with.
time.
And it's kind of odd to see it because you think of Rock as a dumb redneck and this and that. And he probably is. Not to say that he's a dumb redneck, but, the dude is kind of crass. But that's his boy because that's who he went to school with. That's who he played with. That's his friend. And you see how gifted Shelton Benjamin was in his prime. Even now, the dude can put on a match from hell. He's incredible.
Incredible.
But he's gone.
Yeah.
Another big shocker. Matt Riddle.
Oh, my gosh.
The ultimate bro.
Everybody saw this one coming.
I did not see this coming.
I did, too.
I did not because, they've given the Usos so many chances because they've had a million DUIs. They've had a bunch of drugs.
And they're still there.
Yeah, and they're still there. But, Matt Riddle's cousin ain't the heavyweight champion either.
No.
We gotta, give horse in the mouth and call it a horse. But it is wild to think about. Riddle, he's had a few incidents.
Yeah.
He's had a few incidents.
He had really good matches with Seth Rollins.
Yeah, he's had an alleged incident at the airport.
That's why he got released. That makes more sense now.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, some other guys, especially like the Usos, have done a lot worse.
Yeah, a lot worse than Matt Riddle.
They've had multiple DUIs, and they're still on the roster.
Still there, yeah.
Still on the roster. So but the Usos have been around WWE their entire lives, and they've been the flagship tag team of the company for like the last decade and some change.
Yeah.
Them in the New Day.
The longest reigning SmackDown tag team champions in history.
And like I said, they got a ace up their sleeve. They got the heavyweight champion is their cousin.
Roman Reigns.
And he's the highest paid dude, and he make a lot of his own calls. So when you got that in your back corner, they're not going to get rid of you.
No.
Elias is gone.
Man, he had a lot of charisma.
I think they misused him, man.
They did.
I mean,
he's similar as Jeff Jarrett is.
I think he's more talented than Jeff Jarrett as a wrestler.
Yeah.
He's a better athlete than Jeff Jarrett ever was.
Yeah.
I don't think he's as good a talker as Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, that was the problem.
Double J could talk.
Yeah.
That dude could talk his way into any kind of match. He was funny. He's had a lot of charisma. And he was a good bridge. Elias was kind of a new school wrestler, but he did have, you're right, he did remind me a lot of Jeff Jarrett.
Yeah, with the guitar.
Yeah, and he could sing.
He always hits people with the guitar.
Honky Tonk Man.
Oh my gosh, that was funny.
Good gimmick. I hated his thing where he portrayed to be his own brother Ezekiel. I thought that was stupid.
But it was funny.
I think that was a bad gimmick.
Yeah.
I think after that gimmick failed and he got injured, they weren't going to use him no more.
Nah.
And he hadn't really been on TV a whole lot either.
No, he hasn't.
So they got rid of him, and it kind of surprised me a little bit. They got rid of General Z's, part of Retribution. Wasn't really surprised by that.
Like he used to be with Apollo Crews.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. I don't think these cuts are done.
No, they're not.
I don't think these cuts are done. We talked about the dyad a little bit a while ago.
The Grizzled Young Veterans.
The Grizzled Young Veterans are gone.
They were good.
Bruh, it's a lot of, they've let go a lot of wrestlers. And then a lot of them that we haven't even talked about, some of them had never wrestled before. They had developmental contracts.
Yeah.
Which leads me to this. Jade Cargill was spotted at the WWE Performance Center.
Ooh.
They've already, from my understanding, they've already assigned her a name, and they've already trademarked the name.
Yeah, they did.
I think it's supposed to be Jada Parker?
Yeah.
Something like that. Reportedly. We don't know it for 100% fact, but that's the name that's been trademarked by WWE and TKO.
I think she might join the Hurt Business.
We talked about this. Alan and I talk wrestling every day. I think...
Like 2 days ago.
Yeah. Okay, Mr. Specific. I think that she's going to join the Hurt Business because they don't want to turn Bianca Belair heel.
Turning her heel would be amazing.
I don't think it's a smart idea to turn her heel. They've devoted a lot of resources, time, and marketing into making her a viable face. And she's such a headliner. She moves the needle. People care if she wrestles.
Yeah. She might main event WrestleMania maybe next year.
People really love her. She gets to a different demographic than any of these other women wrestlers.
I want to see Bobby Lashley go against Roman Reigns.
That's a little random, but let's talk about it. I think Lashley's not going to go for another singles belt for a while. I think they're trying to build him into this manager type.
Almost like MVP.
Yes. He doesn't have the same personality as MVP. He's not as verbose, not loud, not obnoxious.
I like him without MVP.
I like him without MVP as well.
Yeah.
But it's interesting that they assigned him MVP when he had his championship run.
Yeah.
And then when he didn't have MVP, he didn't have his championships.
No.
Because, Lashley's a lot of things, but he's not a great talker.
Yeah.
He doesn't cut good promos. He's a phenomenal athlete. Probably one of the best athletes they've ever had.
Yeah.
But he's not a good talker.
Yeah. He had pretty good matches with Drew McIntyre.
He's had good matches with Drew McIntyre throughout Impact.
And WWE.
He's had good matches everywhere he's gone. Like I said, Lashley's a phenomenal wrestler.
Yeah.
But with that being said, I do not think he would be the person to dethrone Roman. I think Roman, the writers and Roman himself will find a way to overcome Lashley eventually.
Yeah.
But yeah, getting back to what we're talking about, Jade Cargill, I think she would make a good member of the Hurt Business. For the fact, like I said, if they don't want to turn Bianca Belair heel, they want to keep her as a face, they want to keep selling that merch, keep people in the stands, keep people engaged. The best option is to keep her a face.
Keep her a face?
I would
turn her into a heel.
I would not.
It would work. It would work for the fans.
I would not. You've seen the live shows where these little girls go crazy about her. And a lot of these little girls are not wrestling fans.
No.
They're fans of her.
Yeah.
Let's clarify that up front. A lot of her fans are not wrestling fans.
No.
Her fans are little girls who see her and say, I want to be just like her. And that has more power than some people realize, because that will get you merchandising, people to buy merchandise, people to buy tickets, people to buy toys, all that stuff.
Like the Street Profits or heels.
Yeah, but Bianca Belair is more popular than any of them.
Yeah.
You see my point? It'd be crazy to turn her into a heel. But we about to see. I think Jade Cargill is a perfect out.
Yeah.
Getting, spotted on AEW. Let's talk about MJF. This fool cut a promo. It was like a spoof of an old Brett Hart promo.
Yeah.
Hilarious.
It's really good.
Really good. He had one hell of a match with Samoa Joe not too long ago. And
Samoa Joe is a tough cookie.
Samoa Joe's tough, man. He's still
very tough.
He's a lot older now. Way past his prime, but he still puts on an excellent match, and he really put MJF over.
Like, he's still a TV champion for Ring of Honor.
Yeah, really fun match. MJF is just killing it.
He's going to beat Kenny Omega's record.
I really hope he stays with AEW for a while, because if they take him to WWE, they're going to kill his character.
Yeah, which is not good.
It's not good, man. And he's so funny.
Very funny.
And he's such a good in-ring dude. The dude can really wrestle.
Yeah.
I like his whole shtick.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kenny Omega helping out Y2J, Chris Jericho. I know he hates the Y2J thing, but it's interesting them putting Kenny O with Chris Jericho.
Chris Jericho, that's weird.
That's very weird. But it looked like it might work.
It might work.
I mean, both of them are really good characters because, they are their own characters. Kenny Omega's like just a funny dude. Chris Jericho's very good. I read a thing about Chris Jericho. Well, not read. I also saw it online. he gave Umaga's widow and his family $5,000. Sent him a check through a freaking a WWE referee. Gave him $5,000 after Umaga passed away, and I'm like, damn, and that's a story like she had never told him. And when she recited the story, I was like, oh my God, that's deep.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Imagine your dad died, or your husband died, your wife died, and somebody's like, you know what? I work with that dude. He was a good dude. Here goes some money. And you don't know him. You don't know these people. You're just giving them money.
Yeah.
I've said some rough stuff about Chris Jericho in the past, and he does do some conspiratorial stuff, nonsense stuff. But at the same time, that is, that's a big deal for any kind of family, and to take money out of your pocket that you work for and give it to someone else, out of your own free will and volition, and just out of the kindness of your heart, that's a big deal. So, I don't take back anything I said about Chris Jericho, but at the same time, I think you got to praise him for doing that. And, and that's something he never really publicized. So if you're not publicizing it, you're not telling people you did such good work, that means you're not trying to pat yourself on the back. That's deep, man.
Yeah.
That's deep. And Umaga's son, Zilla, is a really good wrestler.
Very good.
Really good wrestler. I know he's trying to find his way to WWE at some point. He's still a little raw in the game, but that dude he's a good looking athlete.
He is similar to Umaga.
He's a lot trimmer, and he's a little. I wouldn't say more fit. He's more fit. He's just a little. He's trimmer, and he's probably not as big as Umaga was.
Yeah.
He's very similar. His whole moveset. All the Samoans kind of have the same moveset if you look at them.
Like Solo.
Yes. If you look at Solo Sikoa, his style is very similar to Umaga's.
Yeah. He's been holding it down for the bloodline.
That's a weird thing, too, by the way. Umaga kind of serves as the champ while the champ is not there.
Yeah.
That's kind of odd, man.
Solo's been doing a great job.
Yeah, Solo's holding it down. I think at some point they're going to have to figure out how to get that guy a belt.
Maybe against Rey Mysterio.
Maybe.
Or Gunther. Gunther would be a tough cookie. Very tough.
I don't think they're going to take a belt from Gunther. Gunther is over.
Too over.
The crowd loves that dude.
Yeah.
He and LA Knight probably two of the top mid-card dudes they have.
Yeah.
They're the top. Let me point it out. LA Knight and Gunther are the top mid-card guys they got. Probably top of the card, bottom of the card guys.
They're going to keep Gunther for a little while.
Yeah. I really like both of those wrestlers. Speaking of LA Knight, he tested positive at SmackDown for COVID-19. COVID's not going anywhere.
Nope.
It's going to be with us all the time. Just like flu season and cold season, it's going to be COVID season.
Yeah.
So,
it's going to happen. Just mask up, guys.
Mask up, get your vaccines, do what you got to go do. But it's for real.
It's a scary world out there.
It's a scary world, no doubt. During the recent taping, Jon Moxley was injured.
Yeah, that was scary.
He doesn't have the belt no more, which is a little weird. But there are rumors circulating.
He might go back to WWE.
He might go back.
I don't know.
I don't know either.
I don't know either. It really depends on the situation.
I don't know if he can work at WWE anymore.
I don't know. With Vince, I don't know.
We always say with Vince. Vince, is allegedly under investigation again from the feds. From the feds.
Oh my gosh.
So he's CEO of TKO and stuff like that, but
he could get released.
He could get terminated too.
Yeah, which is not a good thing.
Because he's an employee and he's at the will of the shareholders. So I don't know. It's a lot to unpack there.
A lot of digesting to do.
Yes, Christian, new champ, which is
I actually agree with this.
He was holding the belt for Luchasaurus anyway, right?
Yes.
I've read a different rooms and via Reddit and other websites that I guess he might be getting ready to feud with a guy called Adam Copeland, who we know as Edge.
Ooh.
What do you think of that?
That's gonna be rough.
I can see Christian and Edge renewing their rivalry, but I'd like to see him, Jericho, Christian all do like a three-way dance.
Yeah.
Or even win a trios championship. Something fun.
Like against the Claim?
Yeah, I think that'd be fun.
Yeah.
You don't think that'd be fun?
That'll be pretty good.
I think that'd be awesome. It'd be a good way to cap off his career. Because, Edge is such a WWE guy.
Yeah.
A lot of people, outside of the Stampede wrestling in Canada, a lot of people don't know, they never seen him wrestle outside WWE.
Not really.
So it'd be interesting.
Like,
it'd be very interesting.
Christian's promos are gold. They're amazing.
Yeah. Two other people we neglected to mention that I think were kind of significant for the releases, Mansoor and Mustafa Ali.
Oh my gosh, that was shocking.
Yeah, those two were kind of surprising too.
Yeah.
Very shocking.
It surprised me too. Like, Mustafa Ali had a match with Dominic Mysterio.
Yeah, had a match with Dominic, and then they said, oh, he's fired.
He didn't want to work with WWE no more because he's always getting buried.
Well, that's not true. He had clauses in his contract where he couldn't lose a match on TV and stuff like that.
And he still lost the match.
Which is weird. But a lot of the Saudi Arabian wrestlers, they have weird clauses.
Yeah.
But it's weird that they released both of those dudes. Those dudes are talented.
Man, I think Mustafa Ali might be going to Impact.
I could see him at Impact.
Yeah.
He's a really good wrestler. I'd like to see him. Well, we're talking about WWE releases. PCO from Impact, he's gone.
PCO is gone?
In October, he only I think he has 2 more matches.
Oh,
and he's gone.
Snap.
His contract runs out in October.
Dang.
And he notified him that he intends to leave.
He might go to NWA.
I can see him going to NWA. He's been wrestling a long time.
NWA would be okay.
I think he would work better in somewhere like AEW or...
Yeah.
NWA would be good too, though.
Yeah.
But they'd have to know how to use him. He's a good character.
Yeah.
He's a Canadian wrestler too. So he's talented. The Canadian wrestlers are very skilled. Most of those dudes are just awesome.
Did we talk about EC3?
Man, he got flamed by old girl. She used to be the NWA champion.
Oh,
Camille.
my gosh.
Did you see that?
Yeah, it was a savage promo.
She flamed his ass.
For no reason.
And EC3's a good champ, man. Dude's talented.
I'm glad Tyrus does not have the belt no more.
I think it was smart to get him a shot at it.
Finally.
Yeah, the dude, he only goes out and puts on good matches, cuts good promos. It kind of surprised me. Camille
is not the champion no more.
For some reason, man, I think she might get ready to go.
Yeah.
I think she's a little rough with the promos, as evidenced in the flaming of EC3. But she's talented, man. She's a good wrestler.
I think Christian's too rough on the promos instead of Camille is.
I like Camille. I really do. I like her because she, like I said, not necessarily her promos. Her promos are not great, but she's a really good wrestler, man.
Yeah.
And she looks the part. She's held that division together.
Yeah. And she had to lose the title.
Yeah. And that's what I think. I think that she might be leaving.
Yeah.
Because I'm not Billy Corgan, but if I was in NWA, if I was running it, that'd be my damn champion.
Yeah.
Until she decided not to be the champion no more.
Yeah.
And then you'd have to, start putting some people together to challenge her and do this and do that. But she is what people come to see.
Yeah.
I don't know.
She might go to Impact.
I think she might go to Impact too.
Yeah.
I do. But she's the one to watch.
And they were teasing Trinity versus Mickie James.
That's really interesting. That's really interesting.
I would see Mickie James winning it, but Trinity has to win it, in my opinion.
I think Trinity has to win it too. She's the most popular female wrestler they've had in Impact since Mickie James.
Yeah, she had a really good match with Deonna Purrazzo.
Deonna Purrazzo is a really good wrestler, man.
Yeah, she had a really good match with Trinity.
Yeah, I mean, Impact has a really solid women's division.
And Jordan Grace is back.
Yeah, I saw that. That's interesting too. I like Impact's women division a whole lot. Because of Trinity, because of Mickie James back. Gail Kim came back for the Impact 1000.
And she got injured.
Yeah, she had a concussion. Hey, man, wrestling is tough on the body.
Very tough.
It's tough on the body. You know, it's all fake. It's all this and that.
No, it's real.
We've seen, you and I have seen live wrestling shows.
Yeah.
And we've seen people get hurt. We've seen people take really nasty bumps, and it's a pounding on your body. If you're not in shape, you're not an athlete, you won't be able to do it. So those men and women are athletes. I respect them. You know, I know it's a storyline. You know, like my wife says all the time, it's a male soap opera. But, you know, it's what we love. It's what we like. And, you know, we'll keep talking about it. But prayers to the people who are injured. We never advocate for anybody to get injured on our podcast. We never advocate for anybody. We don't wish for nobody to get injured. Well, I mean, that's terrible. And
very terrible.
You know, we've seen bad injuries.
Way worse
injuries. And Gail Kim, she's been at it for a while.
Yeah, she has to hang it up.
I don't know about hanging it up, but, you know, she got to be more careful. You know, the older you get, the more concussions you have, the more you're apt to have them. You know, just like a heat injury. If you got a heat injury, you're more likely to have one afterwards. But, you know, shout out to Gail Kim. Hope you get better.
Did we talk about Alex Shelley versus Josh Alexander?
That could be the last thing since we're almost out of time. So Alex Shelley's going to wrestle Josh Alexander.
Josh Alexander's going to win.
We talked about this a few weeks ago, that Alex Shelley's just a placeholder. Yeah. I think the walking weapon is going to get his belt back, as he should.
Or Moose cashing in on him again.
I can see that too.
Yeah.
But I really think that he was just a placeholder.
Yeah, placeholder.
He was a dude that had never really won that belt, and they wanted to give him a shot since he was, you know, an Impact dude.
Impact dude. 100%.
Yeah, he's an Impact dude. I mean, he's wrestled there most of his career.
Yeah.
And you got to give the dudes that's been loyal a shot. If you don't give them a shot, then you ain't doing your job. And, you know, he wants to be the champion. He is the champion, and he's representing the company. You got to have a dude that's the face of the company that wants to be there.
He was the longest reigning Impact World Heavyweight Champion in history.
Yeah, and you know he's an X Division dude too.
Yeah, he was.
So, hey, more power to him. Gotta respect the hustle.
Yeah.
All right, guys. Until next time, I'll see you down the road.
Bye.
Take it easy. Bye bye.